Well, that's an area. How about if we talk about Hainan Island? Yes. Hey, look,
maybe give us a sense of the gamesmanship that is going on that we're not hearing about.
Well, I probably really don't know because I can tell you when it comes to public diplomacy, and I chair there's 7 on the commission, which oversees all of our exchange programs, all of our cultural programs, all of our sports programs, and the broadcasting we do, like VOA, Radio Liberty, Radio and TV Marti, the Arabics. Now, I know what I read, I know what I hear, but I have no inside information. But I will tell you, in my view, it's always important that we negotiate well and protect the interests of the United States. How about another question? I can't answer that one. Yes, sir. Yes.
Beautiful new headquarters, thanks to I think $5 million gift from your foundation. Curious on your take. I think John Brackley talked about 30,000 nonprofits in the state of Colorado now. Do we have too many? How are foundations looking at the number of nonprofits and collaborations? What do you see with nonprofits?
Well, you know, it's nonprofits as they exist today are no different than the free enterprise system for the for-profits. The ones that have a good business plan, the ones that have a good effort, those that have a purpose, which people agree with, will continue to flourish. Others will not. And some of them have some very good ideas, but I do think that you'll see attrition in nonprofits, and we try as a foundation not to fund competing interests if they're serving the same population and they're serving them well. I don't know whether that answers your question or not. Good. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually fascinated with your Penrose family story. I'm wondering, as the family has built their wealth, did they pass down the wealth, or did they donate it or invest it in something else?
Well, most of their wealth went into El Pomar Foundation. They did some other philanthropic efforts, but the vast majority. Do any of you go to the Central City Opera? Mrs. Penrose had many buildings at the Central City Opera, and that was one of the things she felt very strongly about. But no, they put most of it into a nonprofit for the betterment of the state of Colorado.
But what about the family? Are they?
There was, they had no children. Mrs. Penrose had a daughter by a previous marriage, and she was appropriately cared for. Is that a good way to put it? I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Your remarks, absolutely. Do you have any advice or thoughts for people who are wanting to transition from private sector into nonprofit work, make a contribution in that way?
Well, it sounds like you do that right here. The fact is that there are many very successful entrepreneurs and certainly managers that have been the bulwark of very good nonprofits. Now, nonprofit work itself, there are really 2 categories, and I'm probably going to offend someone here. There's the category where you have hospitals, colleges, schools, and I even put foundations in that category. And then you have the programmatic units like Goodwill's, Red Cross, who are out there scrambling for dollars all the time. It's not that hospitals and colleges don't, but they generally have an endowment of some kind. So I put them in 2 groups, and any work that any of you can do for nonprofits will make a difference. The very fabric of the community depends on, I'm going to give you a statistic. Now, some will dispute this, and this was put together by our organization. If you distribute $1 from the federal government for $1 in charities, this is the federal government, doesn't necessarily reflect anything else, a nonprofit will distribute $6 based on the same amount of money because of the overhead, because of the overlap. So I think that statistic in and of itself speaks very well for the importance of nonprofits in communities. And for-profits are good. Larry Hall, who was the CEO of KN Energy when I was on his board, was always very good about making sure that he and his staff were involved with nonprofits and making a difference. May I tell one other story, because this is great. In 1992, at my first Olympic Games, I ran into a guy that was a terrific athlete, gold medalist in gymnastics. But not only that, he was a real leader on the team. And what a great, affable guy. And he's here tonight. Trent Demas, Olympic gold medalist from 1992. Trent? He's still involved working. He works for a nonprofit now as a fundraiser over on the Anschutz campus, but still involved with sports, still involved doing a variety of things. And I can tell by all of you that I've answered most of your questions, and those of you that didn't have one will be glad that I didn't answer another one for somebody else. Thank you very much.